Pastry, it's a very good profession as of now. So many hotels opening up, but it has to be something you love or you have passion in. You just don't have to do it for the money. When I was at JKUAT studying IT, my parents could use a retro help with the retro money I made from the casual working at Valentine's. So during that tenure there is when I developed a passion for cakes, and that's when like I switched everything now to cake. My name is Duncan Geshoke Erimo from Narumoro, which is in Kieni constituency. A pastry chef here at the Spring Nursery. It's now been 5 years since I started work in this profession. Worked in several companies, and now it's my 5th month here at the Spring Nursery. Narumoro is a small town, a very small town in Kieni constituency. But I was born in Karatina, but moved there while I was in class 6. My parents shifted there because of work. So I spent most of my life there for about 5 years, from finishing up primary school and also studied secondary school still at Narumoro. Before now I came to Nairobi after finishing high school here to join campus. I joined JKUAT to study a diploma in IT. So that's where, during part-time, that's when I joined Valentine Cake House as a delivery guy for cakes around Nairobi. And after a few months, I was given the chance to train decorating cakes. So that's when I got into this pastry work and cakes. That's where it all started. Worked there for 3 years, trained everything about decoration, and then moved to cakewalk. Cakewalk is in Harigam. Also I did decoration there for 1 year. Which was also still doing decoration, no baking. Later on, I joined Barista and Co in restaurants, where I started now training on baking the cakes, breads, and other types of pastries. Yeah, worked there for 1 year, and now later joined the Spring Nursery to start on production of cakes. We used to outsource them before me and our team joined here. So now we do all of that, the cakes, breads, and the croissants, everything relating to pastries here. Right now we are in the Christmas mood, so we have a wide variety of cakes, so we decided to do a little bit something different for Christmas. So we have a variety of cookies. Mostly we are doing cookies and also like a full cake, a 3/4 kg cake for people to take away home with them when they visit us here at the Spring Nursery to enjoy their Christmas with as well. Yeah. So today we are preparing a gingerbread cookie. We also have a Bruton cookie, and we also have a Oreo cake for Christmas. We have also a brownie, a chocolate brownie. So we are preparing those 4 items today. Yeah. Welcome to our kitchen. My name is Duncan, pastry chef here at the Spring Nursery, and I'm here with our day shift team. We have Chef Dominic here, and we also have Chef David. Also, we call him here Max, and here we call him Mido. So this is our pastry team working day shift. We also have a night shift team who make breads, beds, and also pastries for the branches also. So right now we will be working on cookies. We are going to start with the gingerbread cookie. We are also going to make the brownie and also the butter cookie. And later on we are going to make a fresh cream cake for Christmas. So here are the few of the ingredients to start off. And my team here will be helping us with that process. So let's get started. So the main ingredient in all our cookies is the butter. We always have to have butter in 90% of our cookies here. So we'll start with our butter. In baking cookies, we always start with butter, which you whip together with the sugar. You have to whip that mixture until it is ready, and then you will add your eggs. So we will move to our mixer where we will be making the mixture as the chefs continue preparing the other ingredients for us. Mostly when we are in high school and during that process, there is always what you have in mind, like I want to do this when I finish school, but you always not end up doing the same thing you wanted to do earlier on. So when I was at JKUAT studying IT, a friend of mine, George, worked at Valentine Cake House, and also like my parents could use a retro help with the retro money I made from the casual working at Valentine's. So during that tenure there is when I developed a passion for cakes, and that's when like I switched everything now to cakes, and it has been 5 years now. When you look at the modern world right now, IT is something that will also continue growing. So I still keep that in mind and still practice that also, yeah. While the butter and sugar dough is whipping up, we are also preparing the eggs. And after the mixture is ready, so you'll add your eggs one by one. The last ingredient in our recipe, we use the baking flour, and we add a little bit of baking soda, which makes the mixture to be fluffy, to have a fluffy texture. So that's our secret ingredient in the gingerbread cookie. After whipping up the mixture for about 2 minutes, your dough is ready, and you just have to let it set in the freezer for about 30 minutes or so before you mold it into a cookie, and then you can bake it for 15 minutes. Mostly you find one of them is different clientele, because we find like we have very wide varieties of cakes and pastries here at the spring. So find, for example, we have a tiramisu cake. It is an Italian dessert. You'll find a client wants the cake just because of how it looks and everything. You'll find they want to try it out, and maybe it's something they are not used to and they may not like. So that's usually a challenge. So how we combat that issue is usually like give tasters to our clients, so they can familiarize with everything that we produce here at the spring here. My first cake actually was a red velvet cake. It is a very known cake around Kenya and all over the world. It was a challenging experience. There is what you've learned, and now getting to do it yourself practically is a bit of a challenge, but I still did it. I had a little problem knowing when to to do the food color. Is it the rust option, or when do you use it? At which stage do you put it in your mixture? So it was a challenge, but I still love the outcome. It was a great outcome, although not perfect, but you continue learning. In baking, first of all, you'll bake the product. There is the process of decoration, and now there is the final outcome of how everything looks. So however, the cake can look good, but the inside and the taste is not as good as it looks. Yeah? So being a decorator, the decoration work was very good. The response was great on that. But in tasting, that's where a little bit of problem came in. My cake was a little bit dry because I didn't know there was other methods, like other ways to combat that issue. So you find some people will add a little bit of milk to the mixture to make the cake more moist and fluffy. So I didn't know that at that point. So, but you continue running, and now we are doing a great job here at the spring. Yeah. It has been 15 minutes and our alarm just went off, so our cookies are ready. So we have a black forest sponge. This is the sponge we use for our Oreo cake. This is the sponge we use for our Oreo cake. This was already pre-baked in the morning. You have to bake it first and let it cool before you can start working on it. For our black forest sponge, we use cocoa powder, we have eggs, we have sugar and flour. From where I started at Valentine Cake House, I will still talk about my friend George. That's because that's where my journey started. The guy really taught me a lot. And just decorating cakes is not all it has to do with. You have to have the work ethic. You have to have the discipline. If you are to get to your shift at a certain time, you have to be there. There are things on how you to work with your colleagues. All that rounded up, you learn from people from the word go, and I know that I learned a lot from that point. Moving on to the other establishment, I had several chefs there, pastry chefs. There was Chef Judy, Chef Carla, and Chef Rinda. Chef Rinda also taught me a lot, time management, how to plan your work, and how to do it as a profession, because I never went to any school. I had to learn this from people, and this I have to appreciate those 3, 4, 5 friends Yeah, they really taught me a lot. And that is very important when you come, especially now when I moved from Barista and Co coming to the spring. I came here, there were not really many pastries when you are joining this team. So coming here and to start something or to continue something that was working, you need really to like know all those stuff in order to do them as they are supposed to. Yeah. So you really need to have people who teach you all these things here. To kickstart things on our cake, you have to trim the cake to remove the top layer of the cake. We divide the cakes into 3 layers. And for the secret ingredient on our Oreo cake, we usually add a little bit mixture of the chocolate ganache on our cream. And we also crush the Oreo biscuits to give it the Oreo flavor. For the sponge cakes, you have to use a little bit of syrup because at the moment the cake is usually more like a biscuit. So you have to add a little bit of syrup to make it fluffy. So we usually have a sugar syrup. That's what we use to soak the cakes before we apply the cream on top. As our chef is doing that, we'll crush our Oreo biscuits and integrate it into our cream mixture to give it the Oreo flavors. In my baking, there is several things. First of all, I would talk about being attentive because all we do here is we use recipes. And recipe, you have to follow it to the gram. You have to follow everything to detail so you have a great outcome. Also, next thing, cleanliness. I always have this on me. About secret ingredient is just loving what you do and like following your details and just doing it with love. Yeah. Mostly there is about pastries, there is what you are taught, and after being taught a few details, there is still what now you have to learn, research, and like know if like for certain we have a New York cheesecake. It is a cake you will find mostly like in very few restaurants here in Kenya, maybe 3. But now as we do it is very different. You will not find it anywhere in the world on how we do it. So it's just a combination of a few details. You do a little bit of research and try it out the recipe and you see the outcome. We are going to add a little bit of chocolate ganache to give it a little bit sweet flavor and also not to leave the mixture too white. Our cream is ready. Now our chef will use it as a filling on the inside of the cake. And on the outside, we are going to do a red and green decoration, which is mostly the main theme for Christmas. And we are going to do a little bit of pepper toppers just to spice up the decoration of the cake. Yeah. It is a very long process to prepare everything. So you have to bake the cake first. You have to let it cool down before you can start working on it. Now he has to finish doing the filling. Now I'll be preparing the colors to do the decoration on the outside for the cake. For Christmas, the main colors are white, green, and color red. So for the first coat for the cake, we are going to use color red, which you use the whipping cream, and then we add a little bit of food color to get the right color for the cake. And we also add like a little bit of white ganache to get the right consistency of the cream. Pastry, it's a very good profession as of now. So many hotels opening up. It's a good profession, I would say, but it has to be something you love or you have passion in. You just don't have to do it for the money. The money is good here in Kenya and abroad. The money is good, but you have to do it for the passion and for the love of pastry. And there are so many ways to get started. If you have an oven at home, there's tutorials on YouTube. You can also come and visit us here. We always like give tips on how to do this. So there's so many ways to start. You can either use YouTube, there are recipes there, and you can also join their few schools where you can also start running. But it's all about passion and love for pastry. Yeah. So here at the spring we have a very wide variety of cakes, pastries. Here in our display, we have everything from the cookies to the muffins to truffles. We have the cold cheesecakes. We have the baked cheesecake. We have eggless cakes, just to make sure we cover every customer needs, because every customer has a different preference to what they like. And more to that, we also have our pastries here. We have the cinnamon rolls, we have the pies, whereby we have the apple pie, we have chicken pie, we have the mushroom pie, we have the... So about pastry, it's a very long process. It's a tedious process. You have to be patient. It is not easy. For example, baking the croissants, you have to make the dough. You have to let it chill before you start preparing it. Then you have to freeze it. So, and then you have to now make the croissants and now bake them. So it's a very long process. It's tedious. So patience is key in baking. So within the short time, we've managed to prepare a few items here. So this is our chocolate cookie. This is our Bruton cookie, and this is our chocolate brownie. On here is our gingerbread, and this is the Christmas cake for our clients who visit here at the spring. So we have 3 branches as of now. We are the production area here at the village market. We have another branch at Sarit in Westlands, and the other branch is in BBS Mall in Isri. So visit us at any of our branches for this and more varieties of our pastries, and our team is always ready to serve you.